Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa and welcome back to the glorious OverAnalyzed, our community coaching series. Now, this video is a super special video. This is a blind player playing Overwatch. That's right. You've heard me correct. This is somebody who is blind. Now, this person is legally blind. So what we're not talking about here is somebody who literally cannot see. That would be insane. To be able to play Overwatch off sound alone would be ridiculous. This is somebody with vision that is worse than 2200. So normally you got 20/20 vision, but if it's 2200, then that's pretty bad. Now the question is, what does that actually look like? Well, I'll show you guys through the magic of BuzzFeed. So this is what BuzzFeed say it looks like. Now that's a normal picture of a convenience store that we would see at 2020, but at 2200 it looks like this. Can you see the difference there? That is you can't really, you just can't make any details out. That is crazy. And then if we go down, you can see people crossing the road at an intersection. That's normal vision. And then we go over, that's what this, that is crazy, guys. So this is the email that we got sent in with this video. And it says, hey, Sty, in your last OverAnalyzed video, you said if you're blind, you shouldn't be playing Overwatch. Now, obviously, I said that as a joke. He knows that. Everybody knows that. And he says, well, actually, I'm blind and I play Overwatch competitive all the time. I'm a gold and plat tank and healer on console. I constantly go up to mid-plat and fall back down to mid-gold. One season, it even placed me in silver and I worked my way to plat. That is amazing. Like, honestly amazing. So then he says, I'm not completely blind. I am legally blind, which in the US means my vision is worse than 2200 and cannot be corrected with glasses or surgery. So this isn't a case of this person just whips a pair of glasses on and it's fine. They are seeing, like, they're literally seeing what I showed you guys just. It's just a blurry mess, and it is amazing that they can actually work out what is going on the screen. Like, this is just crazy. This is honestly, this is just mental. I can't even believe it. Anyway, let's carry on with the email. I was born like this and I tried to make the most out of life anyway, which is a sage life advice. You should always make the best of what you've got, ladies and gentlemen. That is beautiful. I've always loved video games, and even though I have to be 4 to 8 inches away from a 40-inch TV just to be able to see the game, I'm actually very proud that I'm at least gold, considering I can't see half of the things going on and play mostly by audio cues. This is amazing. Like, this is just amazing. What the hell? Oh my God. Please take a look at my game and give me some pointers. Try not to focus too much on my aim, because there's actually not much I can do about that because, well, you know, I'm blind. I mean, okay. It makes sense, right? My positioning could use some work. I play an aggressive Orisa and Lucio with 70% plus win rates. That's crazy as well. So what can I do? And then he says, P.S. you can totally mention my disability or read this off. Feel free to joke about it too. I'm an adult who's not easily offended, so bring it on. Okay, cool. All right, let's get stuck into this. So this is on console, and it's a mid-gold. Well, that's high gold, isn't it? 2,400. Let's just see. Apparently, I've destroyed my carpet. Okay, we'll fix that later. What? Okay, so I fixed my floor because yeah, whatever. All right, let's get stuck into this. So remember, guys, this is a legally blind player, a player who can literally only see very crude, blurry shapes and nothing else. No details. They have to focus on the audio of the game. This is just crazy to me. Like, I can't. You know what? Before we start this, I don't want to say I understand, because I don't understand, but I just take my vision for granted, right? And I have got a condition called Crohn's disease, and it's nowhere near as bad as being, like, legally blind, nowhere near, but it causes me to have to do things which other people wouldn't have to do. So, like, it's very difficult for me to travel. Now, the easy thing would be, I'm just not going to travel anywhere because, well, I don't know. I mean, as stupid as this sounds, I don't know when I need to go to the toilet. So it's like, well, what happens if I land at LAX and get into a car and I'm on I'm in a traffic jam on the freeway for 3 hours to go 10 miles because it's LA and it's terrible? What happens if I need the toilet? Oh dear, what do I do? What actually would I do? You would be screwed, right? You could live your life like that, or you could think, actually, whatever, I'm just going to go for it. And this is kind of the same thing here, although on, like, a completely different level. To be legally blind and to just even attempt to play a video game, it's just outstanding to me. Outstanding. All right, let's skip forward. Let's see what the team comp is. Looks like we've got a Winston. And now, one thing I'm going to do, remember the email, guys, it did say that obviously aim is not going to be great. So we can't really focus on aim. But this is the beauty of Overwatch. There's a lot of characters you can play. In fact, this is the deal with Overwatch, right? There's going to be a lot of you guys out there watching this video going, what the hell? How is this guy platinum? Well, he's gold at the moment, but how did he get to plat, which was his season high, or his career high? I can't even get out of silver. I'm not blind. What's going on? It's because you use your head when you play Overwatch, right? I'm expecting to see examples of this in this video, like clever use of the map, clever use of team comps and stuff like that. But the point I was going to make is Winston on first point here, maybe not the best, but we'll see how this works out. Normally you'll see pirate ship on this, or you'd want a Reinhardt as your tank. Maybe an Orisa, not so much the Winston, because we're going to be very open to just getting spammed. So we're going around the left. Okay. The enemy team are to the right. All right. There's a Reaper. Oh, God. Okay, we booped him back. Oh, luckily our Winston came with us. We boop Reaper back again, and we need to get the hell out. We need to get the hell out. We need to get the hell out. Oh, I know what's going on here. I know what's going on here. This is cheeky. This is cheeky. And remember, this person is blind, but not totally blind, but legally blind. I showed you at the start of the video examples, so all they see is very blurry shapes. I would be crapping my pants trying to wall ride over that, because I would drop into it. Yes! This is beautiful. Oh my God.
I heard my name. What's going on?
Oh, and also with console footage, generally you don't hear the audio of the team, which is always annoying. You only generally hear the person who's recording. All right, anyway, so we're in a bit of a bad play position here. Like, I don't like this. We shouldn't be the only person on the payload, especially when they're Reinhardt. They've got a Moira there as well, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming towards us. We don't want that. And we're dead. So we kind of paid the price there for bad positioning, but whatever. We should have been a bit more chill there. Wait for our tanks to go first, obviously. Don't be that Lucio on the front line. Don't be the Reddit Lucio. Although this is way better than any Reddit Lucio I've ever seen in my life, because, I mean, what the hell? What is that? Like, what is that Zarya doing? Kill her. Oh, she's run away now. See, I think you identified she was there. Oh, God. See, we don't want to get hit by, we don't want to be getting hit by Reinhardt's melee attack, so this is not great positioning. We need to back off now because 2 people are dead. Now, one thing I will say is actually pretty cool about this video. You guys can tell already, it's pretty low bitrate, it's pretty low quality. It kind of gives us an idea of what this person sort of sees when playing the game. Obviously, it's nothing like that, because from what BuzzFeed showed us, I mean, that's only 2200 vision. I mean, this person might have worse vision than that, and it might not be the same. So we can't really relate to it, but it's kind of cool, isn't it, to see it like that? Like, I am having a bit of difficulty working out what's going on here. So if I was like,
oh, we're not really running a shield. We have Monkey. Okay.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like I said at the start, that is actually the problem. It's not okay. We've got Monkey. We really need to change the team comp here. I like this is kind of where I was expecting this video to go. I like the fact you identified this, because you're compensating, right? So and in a good way, because it's about having an Overwatch brain. Do you guys honestly think that I'm a Grandmaster DPS player? No, absolutely no. So then why can I get to Grandmaster playing DPS? It's because I use my brain and I think, okay, at this point, maybe a Hanzo would be better than a McCree. Or if I'm playing Tracer, the enemy have got a Brig. I can't play Tracer no more. Maybe I'll play a Pharah. That's how you play Overwatch, right? And if you're very good tactically and you're playing tanks and supports, you can climb the ranks. It's just a fact. I mean, okay, you'll still get bad games. You'll still get crap players on your team. That'll just happen. But overall, it'll be okay. All right, so we've identified the problem with Winston.
I can just play shield here, guys, if someone wants to take Lucio. But I've got beat, so if someone else... Okay, cool.
I think that's the first time. I think that is the first time, guys, we've seen an OverAnalyzed. Somebody swap the hero when their ultimate is available. Do not stay on heroes just because you've got the ult. Even if you know it's the wrong hero to be playing, it does not matter. Swap to that hero you need right there to beat whatever the enemy have got, or to get through that choke, or do whatever. It doesn't matter if you're playing, I'm playing Soldier, guys, I've got Tac Visor, but the enemy have got a Reinhardt and a Diva, and they're just going to eat my Tac Visor, but I'm not going to swap until I use my Tac Visor, and then you die, and then it's just crap, right? Just swap. Just forget about your ultimates. If you need a different hero, swap. This is good. I don't know what your teammate said to you, because we still have only got one healer. I assume one of them has said they're going to swap. Possibly the Tracer. I'm trying to watch the chat. Yeah, I think this says swap to Lucio from Tracer. Okay, cool. But this is what we need. This is exactly what we need to get through here. I mean, a Reinhardt I probably would have preferred, but at least we've got a barrier now. This is going to let us push the choke. And also, you can still suck him. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. He's going to do it. He's going to suck him. I love it.
Their Rein's down.
Oh, baby. Oh, no. Our Lucio got killed, though. Get off the bridge, yeah. Now, there's one little thing there. You could have threw the shield a bit further forward. The problem with Orisa is your shield is stationary, right? She's good for bunker comps, but when payloads are moving, it can be difficult. Yeah, you could put the shield on the payload, but is that really optimal? I don't know. Like, you still kind of need it to protect certain, different she's like, I'm not really the biggest fan of playing Orisa on payload maps unless we've got a Bastion on the payload.
Behind.
But it's better than what was the team comp before. It's better than what was before. This is why we're getting through this choke. We would not have got through this choke if he didn't do what he did. So I'm really loving that. Yep. Okay, and we're winning this fight as well. I just did attack visor. It sounded like it's coming from that way. So our play is to just throw his barrier into his face, which we don't have, but we're using Fortify. See, if anything, you're probably way better at reacting to audio cues than just the average player. They've grabbed us. We've got our Winston Primalin. We've been charged. Nah, it's okay. We've got our Bongo. But actually, we might win this.
Y'all win that.
Yeah, we've just used Bob. We'll win this.
Nice. What's the Reaper?
Cool. You know, I can't believe this is a thing. This is just so cool. This is actually cool. This is probably the best overanalyzed video I've seen. Just because I can't, like, this community is so awesome. You guys are amazing. Like, how? I don't know whether I could say I don't know whether I could say I would even attempt to play video games if I was, I had to sit. What was it, like 3 inches from a 40-inch screen, and I can only really see a little bit, and it's super blurry, and it's just outstanding. This is outstanding. Anyway, let's try and do a bit of coaching. So, all right, we're at this choke here. We've got Bongo. The play here is we don't want to be too close to them, right? What we want to do is get the Bongo down to get maximum effect. We have lost our Moira, which is a problem because we've only got Lucio healing us now. But what I'd be looking to do is to be going back, backing up a little bit, drop down my Bongo, drop down my barrier, and just make a little bunker for myself. So our soldier gets the Bongo and can just pile through. And obviously we get the Bongo. I'm going to cough. Sorry, guys. I'm dying. And we just all pile through, right? I mean, you could just do it now. You could just drop it down and well, you've got the barrier down. You could. Okay, we need to be harsh. Why have you done this? We've already got a barrier down, and the barrier's got 680 hit points left, it looks like. And then we decide to throw another barrier down. We shouldn't do that. We should wait until this barrier gets destroyed, and then we should drop that down. We need to get maximum value out of the barriers. You don't want to just throw them down, because we're basically giving them 640 hit points there on our barrier, which is not ideal. We could drop our Bongo down now, then we could wait for them to damage it, then we could throw down a new barrier. Refreshing the barrier here and then pushing forward. I mean, I'm going to worry here because I think Reinhardt's got Earth Shatter. He did use it at the start, so he must have it at some point. We've got Fortifies, though, so we can protect against it. We could have tried a cheeky pull them off the edge there, Holt, which I would prioritize at this point all the time, like these two areas here, trying to throw it through. I mean, the usage of Holt in this scenario against the Reinhardt, I'd be looking for the Reinhardt when he charges. Then I'd use Holt to screw his charge up to like pull him out of position. If he doesn't charge, I would just spam it through them and like use it to suck their team together just to sort of like screw them up. But if we're ever at an area where there's environmental kills to be had, which you definitely know there is because, well, you've been doing environmental kills on the first bridge, which is awesome. I kind of look to try and suck them off the edge there because that'd be beautiful. Let's get rid of that. There you go. Cool. Bang.
Focus the Rhine.
Attack visor's going in. Yeah, I just heard hammer down. By the way, don't ever do this, guys. Don't ever waste your ultimates when the fight's over. It's just, it triggers me to no end. Oh, hog. Nice. Nice. Yeah, we've got environmental kill. Even got a cheeky spray in there as well. I am actually loving it. Oh, God. Oh, that was close. I thought you were going to walk off the edge of the map. I wonder how you knew. Maybe it was luck. I don't know. Oh, that could have been embarrassing. Hell, I probably would have fell off the map there. Oh, man. Okay, right. We're pushing forward. Now, this again is a problem with Orisa on payload maps like this. When we're not bunkering up the, you know, operating a pirate ship on the payload, is we have to keep moving our barrier like forward because we need to get value out of it. What I would do here is, yeah, kind of what you're doing. I'd look to keep the barrier quite far advanced. Forget the payload. We don't care about that. Just keep pushing the barrier while your team are pushing forward. We have lost our Moira, which is unfortunate. But yeah, this is kind of okay what you're doing. I mean, we've got a Winston as well, which actually, talking about the Winston, it's not optimal, is it, to have two main tanks? It never really is. But that Winston player, even though it might be better to have a Diva or a Zarya or even a Hog, might not be able to play those heroes. And that Winston might be the hero he's good at playing. And you identified that we needed static barriers or actual like high HP barriers to push through the chokes, which Winston doesn't really provide for Rialto. That's why we are where we are, as we would have lost this game a long time ago. What are you doing, Reaper? What are you doing? Right, we know Reaper's behind, so be aware of that.
Reaper's still behind.
And Lucio.
With a Lucio. Lucio down.
All right, so we're facing up there. Orisa, they're investing Coalescence into this. Reaper's behind us, do loads of damage. We're pretty much screwed at this point, it feels like. Yeah, we're way out of position. We've got another barrier down. We've lost our Winston. We've actually used our Bob, it sounds like. Yeah, they've got a Diva above us. A nice try to pull her, but... Okay. Nice headshots, actually. Okay, unlucky. So, it was... I called that fight being over straight away at the start, and the reason why is we lost our Moira, I think, but also we weren't really contributing to the fight for a bit there because our barrier wasn't in a great position. We were sort of hiding behind boxes, but we'd already lost the fight. I'm a bit worried here because we're breaking it down, and I don't... Okay, right. Let's talk about making the best of a bad situation. Our Lucio's broke it down here. Oh, okay. I'd throw caution to the wind and completely... Okay. I'd just come around the corner here. I'd throw my bongo down now and chuck a new... throw a barrier at their barrier. So I'd barrier them. I'd bongo here. And we're all going to get affected by the bongo. And then we're just going to try and push forward because we've invested sound barrier. And that's a pretty big investment there. We've killed... All right. I'd bongo. I'd still bongo this. How many? Okay. Now there's a problem. So I would have bongoed earlier. Now, though, it becomes questionable. It's like, do we bongo now? We've lost our Moira again. They're bongoing. Wow. I don't like, this is okay for me to say this because I've got the power of pausing the video. I wouldn't use the bongo here because this is a lost fight.
People are here with me.
They're using Coalescence. They're using Beat. They're using Tap Visor. Woohoo! This is a massive win for us. This also is something which drives me to levels of insanity on the ladder. This is a lost fight, but actually we've won this fight because they've used every goddamn ultimate they've got. So next fight, what are they going to do? What have they got? Probably Diva Bomb? What else have they got? They're literally using everything they've got just to push back this fight. So we win, even though we lose. So don't get triggered and don't get tilted. Just now we die. We just die now. We're never going to escape because we're Orisa and we're super slow. We just die. We just die.
I got a shield.
You should have just walked into them and died. But hey, you know, sometimes in Overwatch it is good to die, and that's when everybody else is dead. So it's like an insane suicide pact. You just all die together because you need to respawn together. All right, so we got Bongo. Everybody's back together. Fairly decent. Oh, we're getting poked from high ground. Okay, this is actually good by the enemy team because we can't really stop this. We don't have a Diva. We do have a Winston who could harass them, but us being Orisa, we're just kind of getting farmed by them. We could throw our barrier down. We could try and suck them out of there.
Heals on me. Heals on me.
Yeah, we can. I don't know why the soldier dropped down. He's a feeder and he's bad and you killed him. I love it. And this is the other thing as well. Punishing people for... Punishing people for... Do I have my full camera set up on this? I think I still do. Why did that Orisa walk in front of its barrier when it was getting heavily pushed? Why? Why? Why would you do that? Also, I've messed the speed of the video up. Why would you do that? That is feeding.
Reaper's really low. Keep pushing, keep pushing.
No, we just push this. We don't need Bongo because we're winning this fight. You see though now, you see the damage that our players took there from the barrier placement. It wasn't far enough forward, so when the payload's moving, we don't have protection from the barrier now, which is a problem. All right, we're gonna Bongo. You see, that barrier is too close, right? It's way too close. We should have been trying to stick it over there somewhere or something, because that's where the enemy team come from. We've got an enemy player there, so even though the barrier is where it is now, it doesn't really matter because they're still going to be firing into the back here. Enemy players will come from this direction, so if we're blocking them off from the front, it's more effective. It's difficult, though, because we're trying to make the best of a bad barrier situation. This is close. This could go either way. You see what I said before about Winston? Winston's just knocked that Orisa off into the ring. That's why you want people playing heroes who know how to play. That's why, Blizzard, we need, like, role select, for God's sake. Ooh, that was cool.
Mech Diva.
Look at this. So remember, like, we've not forgot this person is literally blind, right? Watch this. I think you're aiming by blobs of color. Blizzard, you need to fix this, Sam, because this is wrong. See, this is, you know what? This is actually super cool because I don't actually, you would never think about these problems unless you just, I guess it's the same for everybody, right? You don't really appreciate another person's problems unless you kind of experience them, and we kind of are experiencing them in a way here. This is so cool. Watch this. This is what. Watch this. Watch this. So he's firing at the soldier at the red blob. Yeah, look at this. Can you see this here? Why Blizzard? There's the wall highlighted red. I think it's from Soldier's heal station, but that. So we're firing. Can you see the wall's red? Yeah, and he fires at the wall. That's cool. Anyway, that was a good beat off our Lucio. Soldier used tap visor, killed everyone. It's cool, we're winning. We just push forward with the barrier. Okay, whatever. Oh, okay. See, weird things will happen, but you know, this is just so cool. This actually is so cool. Right, okay. We think about what is this Winston doing? We need to think like forward barriers. So chuck that barrier forward. Get towards the choke. Yeah, you have. Yep, get the suck on the Moira. She's dead. Lovely. Uh-oh. Junkrat's to the left. Probably push the Junkrat, kind of. Yeah, I'd barrier that because that's going to be a lot of damage. Yeah. You know, I've never really thought of Orisa being... visually impaired. No, is it even fair to say visually impaired? Because, I mean, if it's legally blind, it's blind, right? But Orisa seems to be quite good, doesn't she? Because it's okay me saying, okay, maybe you should play Reinhardt and not Orisa so much here. But think of Orisa's abilities, right? So her weapon, you can spam it. Halt pulls people to a known location so you can fire at the middle of the screen. This is so cool. This is actually insane. It's so crazy because you just would never consider that. You know, my considerations would be we need Reinhardt to push through the chokes here. So cool. All right. Anyway, this is a bit of a mess. A lot of stuff's going on. We've lost. I think this is the.
Or is one shot.
Hang on. Let's replay this. I think this is the last fight. Fairly close. Basically, everybody use your ultimates at this point. Yeah. Lucio beaten. Everybody use ults because it's a mess. It's the last fight. Yeah, Winston's primal. Just shoot at everybody. Yeah, whatever. It's just a mess. It's fine.
Or just one shot.
That's fine. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. I think that's it. 12 seconds. I don't know whether we're going to get back in time. Like, you could say now you swap hero, and you just get anything that can move fast, right? Because you're never going to get to the fight. Get a Tracer, charge with Reinhardt, just do something to get back as fast as possible. Oh, this is a horror. This is a horror image. You guys can kind of see that there's a rip tire. Oh, God. And we're hammered down. Yeah. Well, we're not hammered down, but... Which actually was a nice use of Fortify there. Okay. So that's not too bad. Let's jump forward. Oh. I haven't heard the music for Rialto for ages. Hang on. You brought up your... Okay. Current competitive season. Hang on. Let me just go back here. $2,654 season high. That's so cool. Like I said at the start of this video, there's going to be you guys out there watching this going, how the hell? This person's actually blind and he's got a better rank than me. They only got to this point in the game because he swapped to Orisa and did it in a way where he asked somebody else on the team to take the secondary support. Didn't tell them, didn't go, right, you get off Tracer, you're doing nothing. I'm going to play this. Because Tracer would say, F you, I'm not doing it. It was polite, it was awesome. And we get this far. Overwatch is actually an easy game. I'm going to say it's actually an easy game if nobody tilts. If you tilt your tits off,
well, I like just Lucio. Zin, do you mind going main heals?
Oh, he's still doing it. This is so cool.
Your safety is my primary concern.
This is actually cool. All right, let's go forward. All right, we've got a sim. Okay, right, defensive positions on this map. There's a couple of... Oh, man, let's just go back to this point. Yeah, this will work. Okay. Basically, I can skip back 5 seconds or skip forward 5 seconds. I don't really have... I don't have the... I mean, you guys can see when I hover over the screen, I don't have the timeline. What's it called? The thing where you can skip. I think it's timeline, right? Whatever. I don't have that, so I can't skip across because it would pop up on the screen and it's annoying. So I disabled it. But where we want to defend here on this map is here. This choke here, right there. We need to stick our barrier there and we just play from there. The advantage of this is we can see anybody who comes down the side here. We can see everybody in front of us. So if they're coming straight at us, we know. But we also know if they try and flank around the right. Now, you seem to be setting up further forward. There are pros and cons to this.
Junk, we could go junk too. It's up to you, man.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, like here, I'm not a fan of. Well, let's just see where you set up.
You want to set up on high ground or? Yeah.
Right. Pros and cons of this. Pro, you might be able to suck people into the water. Pro, we're going to be able to stop the payload moving earlier. So we should be able to stop the payload when it gets to here because we're on the high ground, we can contest it. Cons, the enemy can do loads of damage to us pretty much straight away. Now, you will watch pro teams that will defend very close to the spawn. The reason why they do this is anytime they can cut off the payload moving is a victory to them because they will be able to get back in time to defend this. This is the critical choke point on this point. 100% you need to hold this. So if you hold really far forward and then all get killed, okay, whatever, we can probably get back in time to defend this before the payload gets round. Thing is, though, if this is messy, which, no disrespect intended, it's gold, it's probably going to be messy. Also, we don't have a Bastion, we don't have a, anything which, like a Torb turret maybe, or something we're going to use a bunker comp for. There's a very real danger it gets messy and it gets messy real quick. And then we don't get back in time to be able to defend this point after we all die. Okay, so let's see what happens. I mean, the Symmetra actually can be quite good on this point. All right, she's setting up a turret. Everyone's all sitting together. Okay, cool. We want to play the barrier. We're firing. We're checking for grabs. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, primary target-wise, we just fire into the enemy Reinhardt barrier. I mean, I'm not too fussed about that. Barriers take damage, barriers destroy. We used Fortify when we kind of really didn't need to use Fortify because we still had a barrier available. So when our barrier got destroyed, we could have just dropped another one down. No need to Fortify there, but... All right, we've got a kill, so actually it looks like we're winning this. See what I mean? So we stop the payload. Okay, so now we're deciding to drop down. This actually isn't a bad idea, but remember, high ground is always generally the best ground to be. Giving up high ground, only do it for a reason if it's actually needed. We've killed 2 of the enemy team here. Their Reinhardt has gone super deep, so
Dropping.
if you're going to go after the Reinhardt, it's fine, but the Reinhardt is still alive.
Ryan is behind you, right?
Yeah, Ryan's still behind. We've lost our soldier. Okay, this is... Right, we can just kill this guy. We can suck this guy as well. So, if he tries to charge, we suck him. Oh, you should have sucked him. Because I would have stopped the damage. Like, you fortifying there turns you into a wall, which can be... He can charge against for damage, so yeah. Anyway, that's unlucky. But it did kind of go how I expected. It went messy. It was like, nah. Like they were kind of all inside.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should be able to get back in time to contest the payload. I think it's gone through the choke now, though. Yeah. All right, so think about the ultimates they're using, which is something we haven't spoken about in this video, but it's track the enemy ultimates. Remember, stuff like I always say, like take the high ground, always have a plan, or, you know, even if it's a bad plan, but track enemy ultimates. So we know, well, their Reinhardt's probably close to an Earth Shatter now because of all that killing you just did. They're investing Coalescence into this. What else do they have? Attack Visor, maybe? Okay. Well, we want to play around this sim shield. We kind of... You're doing the right thing. Like I said, we want to play around the sim shield. The sim put the shield in a bad place. You should have slapped it over the payload or something. Okay, let's grill this Reinhardt player. What is this? This Reinhardt thinks he's got 200 IQ. He does not have 200 IQ. In fact, he's got 2 IQ because 2 of his team have died to relentless spam damage. Zarya is spamming through the enemy team. Soldier is spamming through the enemy team. You are spamming through the enemy team on Orisa because there is no barrier. Reinhardt in his 2000 HP barrier has decided that he's going to go on a flank with his Earth Shatter to win the day. Instead, he's feeding his brains out. He gives you his ultimate and then he dies. I imagine. Yeah.
I blocked him. We're good.
Okay, now we set up here, right? So what we're looking to do is stick our barrier here, control the choke. Like I said, we've got vision there, we've got vision in front, and we can tell when people flank there. So that's the play. That's what we do. We just literally play from there now. Ignore the payload, we go forward and play from there. Yeah, basically chill here. How did he get out of the way there? What was that? What? Anyway. I couldn't even tell who that was. See, it's kind of cool, isn't it, that this video is in low bitrate, which is basically why it's really blocky. Because it's kind of like it's like a representation, isn't it, of being like having. So this is so cool.
Yeah, Lucio's behind.
Okay, so we've almost got Bongo. Like in terms of stuff we can do with Bongo, I mean we're looking to combo it with Tac Visor really. But Bongo is just going to give us value whenever because, I mean, if you think about it here, right? Soldier does not need his Tac Visor to spam down into that choke. You're going to be firing into it. Zarya, everyone's just going to be firing into this. So even though Soldier, Bongo, Tac Visor, Bongo does work together, it's like... It kind of doesn't matter at this point, right? He doesn't need his Tac Visor. You can just drop the Bongo down and it's provided he's firing, he's still going to do a ton of damage. It's pretty much like Baptiste ultimate. In this place, so yeah, I'm fine with this. Soldier used Tac Visor. I mean, whatever, Soldier. If I was a Soldier player, I'd be waiting for Tac Visor. Like basically, I'd be using Tac Visor from this high ground position if the enemy had pushed the payload here. So I wouldn't have used my Tac Visor there. I'd have just spammed through the choke. If the enemy do start pushing us back, I'd be getting ready for the next push. I'd be taking the high ground, ready with my Tac Visor to just pump out loads of damage. Anyway, this is fine, whatever. Barrier's in a nice position. One thing to do now is the payload is moving back. So your next barrier placement needs to complement the payload.
Yeah, I see.
So think about it. Right, so think about it. The payload's going to move to about here. You can actually stick your barrier here. Instead of there, you could stick it here because then you're going to kind of get the protection there, right? Enemy contact. See, this is where Orisa is good, right? If the enemy team are not going to... Okay, so we've got Hanzo coming from the left, that sounds like. But if the enemy team are not going to dive you or they just want to fight you face up, this is where Orisa is really, really good, right? Because they're just playing into your strengths.
Please move behind
That barrier placement is exactly what I wanted.
I see him.
Cool. So you're blocking the left. Really cool.
Looks like
So
they're
Hanzo's
gonna
doing
try and
nothing.
come around.
We've identified the flanking. Bit of a waste of the grab there, but hey. New barrier. The Hanzo's still spamming us from behind, I think, but... Okay, right. Ultimates are being invested. I think we're about to die to Hanzo.
I think we're fucked here, boys.
Or not. Fortify is a good ability. I think we had sound barrier there as well. Maybe. I don't know. I'm sure I had sound barrier go off. Oh, Lord. So they're pushing us quite hard here, which... Oh, this is beautiful. This is actually a really good. This is a really good Symmetra ultimate. So all we do now is play the barrier. I'm guessing you can see that because it's a massive blue thing on the screen. Now we just stay behind this. We can put our barrier down in front of it if we wanted to, or behind it. I mean, I guess behind it makes more sense. So that the big 5,000 HP barrier from Symmetra takes the damage, and we sit behind and we just fire. Because the beauty of this is where we are right now. We're contesting the payload, and they cannot cap the point. So we just stay here. We don't go in front of that shield at all. And you're not doing that. This is cool. Oh, forget Lucio. Forget Lucio. Forget him. He can't do nothing behind. Oh, this is cool.
Good job. Lucio and Moira.
I think we win. I think we win. I think we win. I think that's 10 seconds. 12, 11, 10, 9. Yeah. Get your barrier down. Like, don't delay with getting your barrier down. Because remember, when it's down, your cooldown's starting. And I guess one little thing about the barrier, when we were holding in a static location, you need to, I guess, toggle the barriers a little bit better. So put the barrier down, the enemy come and start attacking the barrier. The cooldown begins when the barrier when the barrier is fired, right? So as soon as you press the button, the cooldown starts. Barrier's on the ground, which is cool. Then what we're looking to do, and you'll notice a lot of pro players do this, especially on maps like King's Row, Route 66 sometimes. Normally on King's Row, you'll see it. They aim up directly in the sky and fire another shield, right? So as their shield's on the ground, as it starts taking damage, or maybe a few seconds before the enemy are about to come around the corner, they fire their other barrier into the air. What this does is it means this barrier takes loads of damage, right? Maybe it goes down to 30%, 20% health. But by that time, the other barrier drops down on top of its location and deploys. The beauty of this is you've basically got another barrier ready to go immediately because the cooldown started when you fired it up into the air. So the enemy shoot into that barrier, and as that gets destroyed, you then deploy another barrier. It's about getting maximum barrier usage out of Orisa. You haven't done it in this video. It would be a nice little thing to work into your rotation, I think. It's just like a bit of Orisa tech, but it's actually really effective. I didn't even get back to the payload.
You couldn't dodge.
That honestly, guys, was literally the coolest overanalyzed I've seen. Your stats are great, and you are just. It's beautiful that Blizzard have made a game that you can play. If you think of it this way, you couldn't play Counter-Strike, you couldn't play Apex Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, but you can play this because this is how Overwatch is. It's not completely about twitch accuracy. It's about being tactically aware. It's about having an Overwatch brain. And I think you've got a very good Overwatch brain. And I don't see any reason why you can't get to Diamond. I think that's actually doable. Just keep making these clever decisions on what needs to be played. Keep being positive, which you are. This is actually phenomenal, guys. And I just think like the game that Blizzard have built, to have been able to make something which can do this is just insane. And would I be this good if I was blind? No, I wouldn't. I'd be terrible. I probably wouldn't even try and play video games. Oh my God. I guess this is like a bit of a life lesson, ain't it, guys? But don't let anybody tell you can't do anything. You could do whatever you like, man. Oh my God. Within reason. Provided it's, not illegal. All right, guys, on that bombshell, I will end this video. So I've been Stylosa. You can follow me on Twitter, which is @Stylosa. Also on Instagram, which is @Stylosa as well. And if you'd like to send a video in for consideration to appear on this series, follow the instructions that have been on the screen. This has been a super cool video, and I feel so privileged that we've got a community that actually, wow, this is just great. This is so good. I love it. I love OverAnalyzed. I love it. I love it. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.